In this video, we'll graph a logarithmic function using transformations. Specifically, we want to find how does a graph of g of x, which equals log to the base 2 of the quantity x plus 1 minus 3, relate to the graph of f of x, which equals log to the base 2 of x. Then we want to state the domain, range, asymptotes, and key points of the graph of g. On the screen, I have the graph of f of x, which equals log to the base 2 of x. Recall this basic log function has a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. Some of the points that it goes through are 1/4, -2, 1/2, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1, and 4, 2. Remember that the graph of y equals log to the base 2 of x means that my input is a number, like 1/4, 1/2, 1, but the output is what's the exponent of 2? So that is 2 to the y is equal to x, right? So the output value is what's the exponent of 2 that produces the value of x. To graph g of x, which equals log to the base 2 of the quantity x plus 1 minus 3, we can use transformations of functions. Remember that the inside plus 1 tells us that the graph of f is going to shift left 1 unit, and then the minus 3 on the outside tells us that it will shift down 3 units. We have to shift the asymptotes as well. So if we shift this vertical asymptote of x equals 0 left 1 and down 3, it will be at x equals -1. Then we can shift each of the points that are shown in the graph of f left 1 and down 3. So for instance, if we shifted 1/4, -2 left 1 and down 3, we would go to the point -3/4, -5. If I shift 1/2, -1 left 1 down 3, I go to the point -1/2, -4. If I shift this key point of 1, 0, left 1 and down 3, I move to the point 0, -3. 2, 1, left 1, down 3 takes me to 1, -2. And then 4, 2, left 1 and down 3 takes me to the point 3, -1. So then I can draw the graph of this shifted logarithmic function through those points. So to answer the other parts of this question, the domain of g is from -1 to infinity. If we read the graph from left to right, the vertical asymptote is really the left bound and the graph goes to the right of -1. The range of the function g, well, the graph from bottom up goes in both directions endlessly, so it's from -infinity to infinity. The asymptotes, we've already talked about this. We have a vertical asymptote at x equals -1. And then the key point of g is how we move this point 1, 0. And so that key point shifted from 1, 0 to 0, -3.